Okay, so once you've got your logo pretty much half prepared, this is where you want to actually tinker around with your graphic and your text. So say for example you've got a logo with a nice graphic, but you're kind of happy with that. This is where you can obviously tinker with the text. So all you kind of need to do is when you're looking at the left hand side template column for inspiration, you can always double check the column to see if the text that you have here is, I guess, something that you're kind of after. So all this depends what you're kind of wanting to create. So say for example, I'm going to go and look at logo renovation again. Um, Maybe I'll actually try it in Elements um, and kind of find that logo and kind of see if we're happy with anything else from this list. Let's say we're kind of happy with what we have with AK, we can kind of leave that as is. If we go back to design, we can probably just go back to renovation. Actually, we'll just go back to logo, but um, if we go back and find something similar, so I'll just add this as a new page. This is where we can kind of look at the fonts that are worth using in this instance. So we're getting closer to kind of maybe something a bit more similar to what we maybe might want. And these kind of straddle the line between, I guess, like minimal um, logos with a minimal style sans serif text. Basically, sans serif text basically means text that is without the, I guess, little curvatures at the end of their characters. So for example, something like this would be a sans serif font as opposed to maybe something like this. So you can see this is a serif font because it has those little accents at the end of these characters. But because I've actually clicked on this logo, you can see Canva again has given me a few more options similar to using that template style. But obviously I'm not wanting to go with something like this. I want to go back and use something still similar to this. It's going to create a few more pages, but we'll just ignore that for now. So say for example, this is maybe similar to what we might want because it gives us a few options as well. So it's going to give us a template style and we can upload it to both pages because there's two styles to this. Maybe we'll just replace all pages. Yeah, we'll just do that for the time being. And you can obviously see that Canva's created two of these pages that I want to use. But what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to undo that and create two new pages and add these to these last two pages. So you can see this is making it a bit more easier for me to pick and choose and still keep the rest of these as inspiration. I don't know why this additional eyes at the bottom there. Okay, well anyway, so say for example we're happy with this. Again, this is where we can obviously edit the text to kind of what we want. This is kind of where you can obviously tinker with the text a bit more. You can increase the text width or you can increase the size. Or if you're happy with the logo, you can edit the font a little bit further by actually clicking on the font and just again going through the list and finding something that maybe you're after. It's all kind of part of the process, and I guess I'd probably ask, or I guess I'd suggest you to sort of tinker around a lot more because this is, I guess, where it becomes a bit more fun and you can actually find something as to, that kind of fits your taste and maybe something a bit more closer to what you're after. Again, have a think about it. It gives you a chance to really think about what you'd like and just being able to experiment fonts that make sense. But always remember, Canva will give you options that kind of link closely to the look and feel of the logo. So always just remember that when you're working with Canva. You can always use different colors to kind of express what you're after. Let's say we're going to stick with the golden orange sort of theme here, but we'll stick to maybe the white, and then we can make a variation of this, for example. Alright, there we go. That's something quite nice. So most, like coffee shops, like small businesses in Australia do have like a minimal style of logo. Depending on what industry that you're in, but yeah, all that matters is the style or the way that the graphic or the icon is used, and then obviously your font selection. So Canva just gives you the option to really tailor its templates to what you're after. I wouldn't suggest using exactly what Canva gives you, but just kind of, again, tinker around and see what kind of works for you. So I'll try with this one. Just as an example. And then maybe what I can do, just go a bit bigger. I was hoping that this would fit behind it. But yeah, I guess that doesn't really make sense in this option. If we're after something a bit more specific, say we like the A in this instance, so I'm working with the A and the K. I think I like the A. If I type in A logo in the elements window in Canva, this is a really, really cool way to actually see what Canva gives you. So if you do like this element here, you can obviously see that it's located here, but if you want something else, Canva clearly gives you a lot of options to pick and choose from. Don't obviously go in and use exactly what Canva gives you, but use it as an idea to make the next step in your logo. So if you know about the Giannis shoes, for example, NBA player, it's kind of similar to what he uses. So you can see this is the process that I would use, and I'll just tinker around and just kind of see what kind of Canva kind of gives you. Always remember that if you're after specific graphics, always look in the elements window and search it here. If you do click on something, Canva will give you suggestions based off that. I'll just see if it will work here. Let's see, I click on this one. Yeah, there you go. They won't be perfect, but you can see Canva starts spitting out, kind of something that you're more closely aligned to when you do create a new logo. So just keep that in mind. So keep tinkering around with the creative process, and you'll eventually land on something that you're kind of happy with, and that you can kind of pitch to a client if you export this all in one go. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. If you have any questions, just let me know, or if you need help with a logo project, leave a comment and I can leave a link in the description to get in touch. Alright, thanks.